and welcome back to Pickleball for All. You know, pickleball isn't just growing, it's evolving. And one of the most exciting places you're seeing that right now is on college campuses. At the Pickleball Factory, we're paying close attention to that pipeline from youth to high school to college and beyond. Today, we are joined by a special guest, Kirk Brotherton, affectionately known as Captain Kirk to his team, I think. He's the head coach of the pickleball team and club at Southeast Missouri State University. We're going to talk about the rise of collegiate pickleball, where it's headed, and what it means for players right here in our community. So welcome, Kirk.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Good
man.
to be here.
There
Good
you
to be
go.
talking pickleball and see what's new with the collegiate pickleball.
There you go.
So thanks for having me.
I mean, we're like a professional podcast, don't you think?
I'm nervous.
We're a real
we
studio.
got microphones in the face.
We've got an engineer.
Yeah, let's go.
This is serious stuff. This is not your normal, typical garage podcast.
I love it.
So for people that don't know and don't realize, tell us a little bit about the landscape of college pickleball and kind of what's going on with it, how fast it's growing, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so like most pickleball, you hear about it all the time. You know, pickleball is the fastest growing sport in America. It's certainly that in the collegiate level. We're kind of at the groundbreaking the start of collegiate pickleball from what I'm seeing. And there's kind of three different tours with this, or three different avenues you could take, three different places you can play tournaments at. And it's basically the NCPA, which is, in my opinion, probably the standard is probably what I would say, the one that's going to make college pickleball an actual thing. And then you got Duper doing a lot with collegiate pickleball, and then the APP is also doing a lot with college pickleball. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So the SEMO team. So we'll talk today a little bit, kind of what we've started at SEMO, and you've helped start and run. We've got a team and we've got a club. Like the club is kind of the pipeline to this team, right?
Yes.
And so how does that work? Do people just show up? Do they, like students, of course? That club, how big is that now?
So yeah, that's a great point. There's some people before me that put a lot of work in and put a lot of hard work in to kind of just getting a club going at SEMO.
Sure. And
so this past semester, I've been asked to kind of come in and maybe coach a little bit and to help organize some events. And that's my forte. I just love spreading the sport, love building the sport. So there's 20 people. So we held a tryouts at the beginning of the semester, and the Pickleball Factory was just awesome. And they were just like, hey, we'll allow you to have 20 people to be a part of this club. They can come here, they train here. This is going to be their home. So that's kind of like the core of the competitive team.
Right.
There's some others outside of that play certainly at SEMO, but that's the core. And then whenever we have a tournament come up, we kind of pick from those 20 players who can make it.
Sure.
Obviously.
Yeah. Schedule.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Kind of pick from those 20. And we did. This past semester, we had two big events. I don't know if we're going to get into this later.
No,
but,
go ahead.
Yeah, we had two big events. We hosted one there at the Pickleball Factory, which was awesome. We had University of Arkansas come up. SIU from Carbondale came over. And then Murray
That's
State
right.
came
That's
over.
right.
So it was awesome.
Yeah, when I heard
event.
University of Arkansas was coming to a 6-hour drive, I'm like, whoa, they're committed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're awesome. Their team was phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah. A really good team.
So do you find that a lot of these schools, like Arkansas, for example, SEC school, sports powerhouse, are they actively recruiting pickleball players to their campus to be on these teams? Is that where it's starting to go?
There are some schools doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was going to bring one of the other things we did was we went over to Springfield and played against Drury University. And they're definitely
Drury's fantastic, I've heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
they're
pickleball.
great. Yeah.
Didn't they win the national championship or come close?
I don't know. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But they're definitely doing some things, offering scholarships, offering, help for students, to come there to play pickleball.
Well, maybe the Pickleball Factory needs to come up with some scholarships.
I'd love it.
For some SEMO pickleball players.
Yeah, as big as SEMO is around here and big as pickleball is.
Yeah, I would love to see that. It's interesting to see just the absolute hockey stick of pickleball in all respects, but especially in the younger ages.
Yeah.
Like my son, my Harrison, our 10-year-old, he's been at pickleball camp like 2 times. And it's his first and only racket sport. He's never played tennis. He's never played racquetball. That's what I grew up playing, those two. And it's going to be amazing to see all these kids, how good they're going to be, because their first racket or paddle sport is going to be pickleball.
Yeah.
They'll know nothing else.
Yeah. No bad habits.
Yeah.
Tennis or ping.
Correct.
For me, it was ping pong. I choked up on my pickleball paddle when I first started playing with the 2 fingers up on the face of the paddle, and I couldn't get out of that. But yeah, and that's one thing about the NCPA, the National Collegiate Pickleball Association. They're really focusing on their junior program. So they have a junior program where they'll get kids between 6 and 17 years old, and they're trying to develop those players so when they do hit the college level, they're already at a certain level. So, 4.0, maybe even 5.0 by the time they actually hit college.
Yeah.
So,
our other son, Ellis, he took up pickleball last year, and he smokes me now.
Oh, yeah.
Like and again, never played tennis. He probably played tennis where it just was home run derby. Like you're hitting as far as you can. Yeah. He wasn't really playing tennis. Yeah. And so it's just, he's an exceptional player. And it's going to be fun to see how that all, do you eventually see high schools having pickleball teams?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really do. There are clubs, after school programs. Certainly that's happening all over the country.
Yeah.
And then to take that, and of course you probably heard about even 20 years ago, people playing it in PE.
Oh, yeah.
As they were, going through PE class.
Everybody will always say to me, they're like, oh, yeah, I played that a few times in PE. Yeah. Wooden paddles and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would think one of the issues with having in high school pickleball is what season do you put it in? Because you can't compete with boys tennis or girls tennis in the fall, and then boys tennis in the spring, right?
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
So you'd have to have it in the winter. Then you'd be fighting against volleyball and basketball because, most high schools aren't going to have a facility like the pickleball factory close to them where they could practice and play. So you'd be fighting against other sports for court time, basically. I think that's going to be the only real issue of when do you do it?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think it's possible. It's going to start as like a club sport, like you said. Some of the schools in St. Louis have some club teams that we've heard about, more the parochial, the CBC, Vianney, and that kind of stuff. We've heard of those. And I think they're just clubs, but, it's going to be interesting to see if that can be pulled off.
I think there's a few challenges. One of them is just getting the infrastructure in place.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where we're at now. Who's going to be the governing body? Yep. What rules are we going to use? Right now you see all these different formats.
Sure.
You got MLP,
that's a great point.
Most of the collegiate tournaments are what I call MLP style or something similar to it. The NCPA has something really similar, but they switch it up. I actually kind of like how they're doing some of their stuff. But just getting that infrastructure in place, I think, is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Another challenge is, we're talking college students here, so resources. I don't know about you, but when I was in school, I was eating ramen noodles and peanut butter sandwiches to get by. Are you going
to allocate your beer money to pickleball?
I
don't know.
That's $300 paddle,
right?
Yeah. So.
Well, that's why you need a facility like ours that tries to help.
You guys are helping so much. You guys just providing a home, providing paddles, balls, coaching. The pickleball factory has been absolutely great.
Yeah, we want that to really grow. I want to have 500 kids in the club, that just consistently come and play. Yeah. And out of that come the team. And But the biggest thing with the club, I just want fun.
Yeah.
Just a fun outlet. I'll never forget when I was down in Oxford, Mississippi for my son went down to pole vault, and I met a buddy of mine.
He's amazing, by the way.
He's pretty good. And we met a buddy of mine downtown for a beer, and he was asking about the pickleball factory, and I had a shirt on. He's like, dude, pickleball is insane here at Ole Miss. And I'm like, really? He said, follow me on your way back to the hotel and just look to your right at this school. It was some random grade school. There had to have been 500 college kids out there playing. All these kids waiting to get on the courts. They're all in it. Kirk, I swear it was the hottest day of the summer.
Wow.
It was scorching hot. And that's when I was like, okay, like we're onto something with college pickleball.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be fun to see how it progresses over the next few years.
Yeah.
But you're right. The governing bodies is going to be kind of a, red tape with anything is the problem.
Well, and like I said, we're kind of on the ground floor. So we have several entities kind of competing to be that number one spot.
Right.
You got Duper, you got APP, you got the NCPA. The PPA is probably doing some things as well. But another challenge that I'm finding just as a coach is, a lot of these formats are, 2 male and 2 female, and finding 2 female players that are available that date and who are good players that know the sport, that's a challenge in and of itself too.
Yeah.
I kind of ran into that when we went to Drury earlier this semester, and just finding 2 females that can travel.
Yeah.
And play at a high level.
High level, for sure. Interesting.
So.
Well, yeah, it's going to be fun to see. And we're excited to be a part of that hockey stick.
Yeah.
See it
Me too.
launch. And excited you're on board too.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be fun.
Yeah. I love it. Want to grow the sport.
That's right.
Collegiate pickleball, grow the factory.
That's right.
Yeah. Southeast Missouri is blowing up with pickleball right now.
That's right. And when we say pickleball for all, the name of this podcast, we truly mean pickleball for all.
Oh, yeah.
That means every age, every gender, every whatever, including college students and the youth. So there you go. That's why we named Pickleball for All.
There you go.
All right.
Go ahead. If you got a minute, that reminds me of how I started the sport. I started playing by playing with my mom in her daytime group. I'll just say that. You can probably imagine what that looks like on a gym floor over at Jackson Civic Center. And I was probably the youngest guy there at the time. It was 2022. But that's what makes the sport great, is you can play with everybody.
So how fast did you get humbled playing?
I got humbled for like the first year. And I'm like, I am getting good at this sport because I'm tired of my mom kicking my butt every time I play this thing.
I had the same. I think everybody has the same intro basically to the sport.
Yeah.
It's the same deal. Buddies of mine are like, dude, you should go play. You're a former college athlete and you'd pick it up really fast. You're still in good shape. And I was finally like, okay, so went to Arena Park. And they're like, you need to go down to those courts with all these ladies. And I spent the first hour getting worked.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they made me run every direction on the court, and they were just laughing at me. So I think that's everybody's introduction to pickleball. And I think it's probably what drives all of us to get better.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you're a college student and you want to come play pickleball, come to the factory. They're there a lot of nights and do it. But we appreciate everybody joining us for Pickleball for All, because when we say all, we mean all.
You know.
All right. Thanks
for
coming.
having me.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.